This video is sponsored by TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. Hey, welcome to the Amiami Recap, the show where I criticize, comment on, and just generally talk trash about upcoming anime figure pre-orders. Following on from the last video, we are looking at May this time. I covered some of the stuff from the first week of May in the last video. This one should hopefully be everything else. Ooh. These 1/4 scale Onmyoji figures by AniMester are so good. I think I love everything about this figure. The color scheme and everything is just so nice. These close-up shots just look so clean. And something I appreciate a lot about this figure is that it's not just like a one-angle wonder. On the left side you get all this blue from the dress, and then on her right side you get a lot more of that red coming through, along with the tail, and there's a really interesting gradient on her legs. The sculpting on this is just so awesome. It's really nice. I assume this is supposed to be some sort of shell, and it's definitely got those like rounded, ringed layers of it that just... that's cool. I think the only negative I can say about this, it could look a little bit grittier in the details. I would have liked a little bit more scaliness to the tail. I think this is something that would just look astounding in person, and you know, I wish I had the space and $700 to make it happen. Here is yet another Aquamarine handover that Good Smile is doing, which reminds me, where the hell are the Aria Nendos? Anyway, I just in general really appreciate Good Smile stepping in for Aquamarine and finishing off these figures. But come on, surely they could have done a better base than that. I think maybe the only thing worse than a plain black disc is a black disc with the logo of the series on it. I just cannot see the appeal at all. It makes it look really cheap. This may be completely baseless, but it feels like something that's more of a prize figure thing to do, which then makes me devalue the figure because of that. I don't know, maybe I'm too superficial about it. Anyway, the figure itself is really cute. I like the colors, I like the expression. I think the legs look a bit weird, her knees feel a bit too low on her body, but I don't know anything about anatomy, it just feels wrong. But overall, I dig it. She's not too expensive. Hello, wait, whoa, what is that little fella? Look at him, what? What is that thing? Why is he looking up there? What's he looking at? Now she's playing Nintendo Switch? Guys, you should have told me she was a gamer. So this is Lena Masalu Catalina by Astrum Design. If Astrum Design sounded familiar to you, it might be because of this figure, which looked very, very good. I'm not feeling this one quite as much though. I think it looks fine, it's just, it feels a bit expensive. She's doing like the rock eyebrow thing, like, I don't know. But it does feel pretty unique, especially in terms of color. I think this white, teal, and orange color scheme is a bit weird, but I also think it works. In these close-ups here, I'm just not really seeing what makes this so expensive. It's alright, but I don't know if I could recommend it for that much money. So with Chizuru's face, that does not look right to me. It has to be the mouth. It just looks really weird. Personally, regardless, I am not huge into this outfit design at all. Something about this ribbon around her left leg that just rubs me the wrong way. It's like my eye goes, ooh, red, cool, and then follows the red all the way down to the bottom, and then now there's nothing left to look at. I don't know, I keep coming back to that face and it just creeps me out a little bit. I think there's much better options to go for with the Chizuru figure than this one. The hell, you're telling me this is a VTuber and not a Necropara character? They literally look the same. This is 100% a Necropara character. You can't convince me otherwise. That's a little bit cheeky with the tail there. I think this figure is really cute, but it annoys me that from this angle, you can't really see any of the interesting parts of the outfit or of the hair. It's just like, and then if we look at the figure from this angle, I think this is much more visually interesting. It's just that her head is pointed all the way that way, so you couldn't realistically display it from this angle. It just feels like such a waste in detailing. But I get they're probably trying to go with the whole coy, like, ooh, you caught me, master, while I'm lying down somewhere. I don't know. It's fine. She's cute enough. Myethos have a set of 3 figures. If the style of these look familiar, it's because they're done by the same illustrator as Faustlander and the AZ series, which Myethos have also done figures for. But I gotta be honest, I'm not huge on these. I think when translating this artist's illustrations into figures, I think they can be pretty hit and miss. Sometimes the pose is just really cool and badass, and then sometimes it's like just a girl in a suit standing there. It's like, yeah, they got cool little masks. There's some cool character design details and weaponry here, but I don't think it's anything that would really inspire me to buy the figure. I don't know, it's just... Oh, that's cool though. How the hell is anyone going to display that? Like, you have to put it on a table or something so you can actually get the 360 view of all of these? I don't know. How are Onmyoji figures always so cool? This is a 1/7 scale by Wings Inc., not to be confused with Wing, which is a completely separate company. Ooh, the backside of these fans looks even better than the front side. Her face looks a little bit like, I'm moody and angry. The pattern on this obi, or the ribbon, or whatever you call this, is really cool. I love the pattern and the colors there. There's also some really cool coloring happening down the bottom of this dress that they don't really show in the product pictures. I think the reason why I prefer the back is that the color on the fans matches up with the color of the effect parts. Whereas on the front side, you've got red and blue and red. I feel like the colors are clashing too much there, but overall, I do think it looks pretty damn good. I'd love to see some more close-up photos of this. What is that dress? It's huge! I think there's some really cool stuff about this figure and this character design. I like all the yellow fabric-y parts, like the hoodie and bags being tied around. The hair looks really cool. However, there's so much of the figure that isn't that. And so I think it looks cool in maybe this area, but then it's just paired with so much sort of bland blue. It loses its interest for me a bit. It's kind of a shame because I think the reasons why I dislike it sort of come down to the character design itself. Most of the dress is just so smooth until you get to the little ruffly bits on the tips. And that and the character just looking so clean feels really off-putting when the stone base just looks very gritty and realistic. Just seems like a few styles clashing and just not working super well for me. Another one from Wings Inc. is this maid girl who dropped a pizza. Who comes up with this? Is this someone's fetish? Spilt pizza? The character design is pretty cute though. I think some people might be interested just based off that, but it looks nice, but let's not talk about that pizza. Why is this called Age of Slushies? The face! The face! That's awesome. I love that. It adds so much character to the figure. Look at this Photoshop job they've done to this. They've just completely erased the base and made it like actually look really good. And then you look at the figure and it's just like... This is by Bellfine though, and I always feel like the colors on their prototypes look very desaturated. And I think their stuff does run a little bit expensive, like $200 for a 1/8 scale. Seems a bit much. While I kind of push back on it being Bellfine and being a bit expensive, I actually do really like this figure. The sculpt and the coloring on the surfboard look really nice in my opinion. I like this bag. I think in general all the accessories just look really good. And if it does turn out looking as good as this Photoshop job they've done here, I think it'd be pretty good. Now it's time to talk about TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. These are both awesome Japanese snack subscription boxes with completely different vibes. TokyoTreat is packed full of up to 20 fun modern snacks, featuring limited seasonal food and unique Japanese exclusive flavors from brands like Kit Kat and Pepsi. But if TokyoTreat's vibe tastes like an exotic movie night, then Sakuraco is a laid-back afternoon tea with a selection of traditional and authentic snacks that are sourced from artisan snack makers around the country. Each Sakuraco box also comes with a piece of tableware, and this month's is this gorgeous Sakura side plate, which is definitely my favourite one so far. To keep things fresh and exciting, the themes of the boxes change every month, and so I'm ready to give some of these snacks a taste test. So first up, I'm going to dig into Tokyo Treat. We're about to bite into Japan with this month's theme, Summer Matsuri. This box comes filled with the most exclusive and flavorful snacks Japan's summer festivals have to offer. Apple pie? Oh hell yeah, I'm eating that. I'm eating that right now. Yomo. It's so appley. Man, I wish they included more than one of these. There's a whole page talking about candy apples at festivals, and since all the packaging is in Japanese, this booklet is like the perfect guide to everything in this box. It tells you the name with a big picture of the thing, and then what I think is most important are the common allergens, what it may contain traces of, and if it's suitable for vegetarians. It's a really cool feature, and every single item has all of that information on it as well. What is this thing? They're like actually pills. What is this? Tell me, booklet. Mini ramune candy? We'll go with blue. I feel like blue is going to be standard ramune. Nice lemon flavor, I would expect. Ooh. Ooh. It's packaging. That's weird. But while Tokyo Treat is all fun, we can't forget about Sakuraco. This month's theme is Tea Time in Yokohama. You can even see on the box they're partnered with the Yokohama Shinkin Bank and the Kanagawa Prefectural Government to make this box happen. Of course, as usual, we have the guidebook. So my camera died, but I did devour this orange cake, and it's like the greatest thing. It smelled like oranges as soon as I opened the packaging. It was so moist. It was like, it's awesome. That is probably the highlight of this box for me. And that's saying a lot because they do include another dorayaki this month. I love dorayaki. The booklet tells me that this is a Roman sketch biscuit, which is a popular souvenir in Yokohama. And each side of the biscuit has a different illustration on it. I think this one's a nice seaside view with some seagulls on it. Which one should I eat? Should I eat the seagull off the top? I'll do it. The biscuits are really crispy, but that sweet vanilla cream in the middle, so good. And the last thing I'm going to eat is this, because the packaging just looks really pretty. This is a Kamakura cream wafer. And just like the Tokyo Treat guide, every single item in this box has its own section, alongside its dietary information. Ooh, here we go! Going in. It's got a good crunch to it, but also a nice ratio of cream. And since this is tea time in Yokohama, we also get some tea. This is a fragrant hojicha. I've always been curious about what hojicha tastes like, so I'm glad I'm able to experience it with this. Coming back to these things, they're so weird, they're so addictive. It's fun. So if you're interested in either of these boxes, you can support the channel by using my code and the links in the description to save $5 off your first Sakuraco box, and $5 off your first Tokyo Treat box, which is so heavy. These are the current boxes, so if you order before the end of June, you'll get what I have here, the Sakuraco Tea Time in Yokohama, or you can get the Tokyo Treat Summer Matsuri box, which comes filled with the most exclusive and flavorful snacks Japan's festivals have to offer. So remember, if you want to try these for yourself, check out the description or the pinned comment. 17 Ruler Altria by Kotobukiya. I guess this is another swimsuit one, but it's a weird looking swimsuit figure. I want to know how they're doing this effect. Is this just clear plastic with like a white pattern pasted on top? I thought it was lace. Is the original material supposed to be lace? I don't think I've seen anything get this sort of effect in such large areas over the figure. It looks a bit strange, but that's just what the character looks like. Tell you what, she looks really, really bland without them. Personally, this doesn't appeal to me at all, but I do appreciate Koto doing something a little bit weirder here. Hope it turns out good. Oh my goddess, Bell Dandy 1/8 scale. 30,000 yen? I don't know about that, it looks cool, but is this clear bit part of it, or is that just holding the figure up? What? That might be the most ridiculous Photoshop I've seen for a figure. It's never ever going to look like that. She's floating. From the front, I think this looks okay. But you can see the base from the other side here, and it just looks really, really cheap. This just like huge chunk of just textured pink plastic, just, it doesn't look like flowers anymore. And you can just really see they're faking that flower flourish on the front. With this is a really thin bit stuck on the front. That doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. The character looks nice, but it's nothing completely mind-blowing. And I think for a price this high, for a 1/8 scale, I'd be expecting a lot more out of the build quality and the paintwork. It's kind of funny. What's in the box though?
What's in the box?
Show me. Show me what's in the box. Nothing? This is really cute though. Such a unique concept for a figure that just works so perfectly. Like, I think this is playing to the reality of being a figure really, really well. It's really awesome. I like it a lot. I think the only thing I'd add is maybe like some paper or something coming out of the box so it doesn't make it look so empty inside. But otherwise, what an awesome idea. I wonder how many people are going to buy this just for a silly Christmas decoration. Ooh, 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 ooh. Finally, Spirit Tail's toga figure. Now this is something special. This base. So this looks very similar to Good Smile Company's Yotsugi from the Monogatari series. It's a figure that I own because of the base, and this is essentially the same thing, just with toga. It looks beautiful. All the little bits and pieces on this base, they look so well detailed, so well realized, so well sculpted. She's got Converse. It's basically just worth it for the base alone, but on top of that, you get this amazing sculpt of toga. Look at her face! That's it. This is the toga figure to get. This is the one. She just looks so good and so crazy from all the angles. I do wonder how the chain is going to work, because they do seem really well wrapped around everything, so... But my lord, I love this figure. What? There's a normal smiling face? I've only ever seen it with the crazy one. I think this figure might be, like, close to perfection. Spirit Tail have been coming out with some awesome sculpts and some awesome prototypes, and I'm really hoping they can back that up. So I believe this Miku is the first Pop-Up Parade L, which is just a bigger version of a Pop-Up Parade. It's still very looks and feels very low budget though. I think 7,500 yen is just a bit much. You can get prize figures that are this big for a fraction of the cost, and I can't imagine that the quality is going to be that much different between them. And then you have the extra large ones, which I think are like a 1/4 scale, maybe a bit bigger. And I don't know, do you really want something that big that looks that bland? Sure, something better is going to cost like hundreds of more dollars, but if you're gonna go something that big, just make it interesting. I think personally I'd recommend just sticking with the small size pop-up parades. Does Miku ever take off her headphones? It's her wedding day, she's in a wedding outfit, take them off! Like it's her one defining feature compared to the other 4 girls. It's like, oh no, she has to keep wearing them. Looks kinda cool with the hood on though. And then you've got Nino, I don't know, looks a lot cuter. I like her face, and I like the whole purple theme going on with this one. But yeah, it kind of is what it is, right? They're just wedding figures, and they've got to be banking on people getting the whole set of all the girls in the wedding outfits, but surely, if you're buying this, wouldn't you just get your one waifu? Or is the series different and people are in love with like all 5 of the girls? I don't know. Green one looks like the best of all of them. What the hell? I was wondering why this figure is so expensive, but it comes with a Blu-ray OVA and a figure? And you can't get them separately? It's like, that doesn't seem right. That feels weird. Even factoring in the Blu-ray, it feels a bit expensive, but I don't know. I do really like the figure though, it looks really happy, but then for some reason, her clothes come off. So, that's a thing. She's also got this really cute smiling face. This figure's got all sorts of features that I don't think it needs. I think this is just good enough. The translucent wings are a really nice touch. Same with the stars and everything else on the base. I really do enjoy this figure, I'm just confused about how they're selling it. I think of all the Kasumi figures that exist, this one might be my least favorite. I'm not really huge on the pose, and this gold base along with the gold support for her foot just, I don't know, it makes her look like she's an amiibo. And that's not great when the Joker amiibo literally looks more interesting than this. Her mask does come off though, which is a nice feature. Yeah, overall, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of shading there, the paintwork just feels sort of flat, really. So ultimately, I do think that this is a bit expensive for what this is. And then for the last figure we have before the speed round, we have the 1/6 scale of Riser by Fat Company. I accidentally ended up missing pre-orders for the 1/6 Max Factory Riser, so now I'm looking at this one being like, oh, do I get it? Do I not get it? Personally, I'm not fully sold on this wet t-shirt thing. I do understand that some people will like this anyway. I think Riser's head looks really nice. And she just looks really happy, which makes me happy. I think the towel is a great addition since it adds some dynamicity to the figure that I think it really needed. And I think I just enjoy this as a concept of a beach figure where the character is wearing their normal clothes and not some random swimsuit. It actually just looks like they found a beach and they're having fun. And to me that feels more genuine to the characters. Every time with Atelier figures I think it would be nice if they included a pony. It would make it even cuter. I really enjoy this figure. I don't know if it's because it's Riser and I just really like Riser, but I think the colors are nice, the paintwork is nice, the sculpt is really nice, the base looks good. I don't have too many faults with it. It's a thumbs up from me. And now, let's get into the speed round. Anyone else dropping $50 on the Aloy Nendo just for this little junk looking watcher? God, I want it. I want it so much. I don't even know what this thing's supposed to be. It's like if the United States and Canada had a baby mascot. Ah! Look at these hamsters. You get an 8-pack of hamsters for $20? I'm gonna buy this. I'm actually gonna buy this. Look at him. Look at him. Suga is my bias. Freemom's girl Miko is actually hella cool. Pop-up parades like this are so great. I swear Free is doing more re-releases than new figures at this point. And then when they do go with something completely new, why is this 66,000 yen? What? That's like twice as much as any of their other B styles. What's so special about this one? Is it the stripper pole? Is it the little anchor connected to her booty because she's a boat girl? I don't know, but I actually kind of like this one. The hair's really nice. It's a good one. It's just ungodly expensive. This is your monthly Kurumi alert. Are there actually EVA fans out there who are gonna drop $400 on this? It's huge. Why? You're crazy. I can't see anything from Naruto without thinking about the German Naruto opening. Why is this product picture so terrible? And why is this $800? These are like the only pictures of this thing, and I'd love to talk about it more, but they literally won't show me any of it. How do they expect anyone to drop $800 on this when there's like 2 product photos and one of them is like as low res as possible? When I saw the original artwork for this, I thought it was gonna look a lot better than that. What is this? Why is it animals at urinals? The red panda's doing his business. We don't need to see that. The Coca-Cola bear's going for it. Your Harambe. Sheesh. A pig. The mouse is on the rim. That's so gross. Mouse, buddy, you're better than this. No. This is the real moment where Japan went too far. Why? In the description it says features small toilet. Why does she have one butt cheek hanging out more than the other one? It really bothers me more than it should. This is a potentially cool figure just ruined by a really, really ugly base. Tell you right now, that brown and that green are not going to look any better in person. What's up with this Motoko? It just looks really wrong. Her head just looks way too big for her body, I don't know. Maybe the ghost should have stayed out of the shell. So that's going to do it for this episode of Amiami Recap. Once again, I'd like to thank the sponsors of this video, TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. If you'd like to check them out and save on your first box, you can find all the details in the description or the pinned comment. And while you're down in the comments, let me know what your favourite figure from this video was. If you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, this has been the Endo Experience, and I'll catch ya in the next one. Bye!